What's up guys and gals, my name is Pete Basket, the Fit Moose, and welcome to the first episode of Fit Myths, which is just a new little series that I'm starting where I basically just discuss some of the most common myths going around in the fitness world at the moment. So actually a lot of the topics that I discuss will have already been discussed elsewhere. However, this is just my kind of simplified take on the topics. So, first episode we're going to be talking about today is, will lifting weights make me bulky? Or make you bulky, make any of us bulky. Will lifting weights make people bulky? Typically, this video is going to be a little bit more directed towards women because it is just usually women who say to me that they don't want to lift any weights because they don't want to become big and bulky. However, I should point out that I have had guys approach me as well who say that they don't lift weights, they just do kind of like circuit training and cardio because they want to look more athletic as opposed to like a bodybuilder. So I'm going to discuss a few reasons why this is a myth and why lifting weights will not make you big and bulky. Well, not necessarily anyway. So, reason number one, if you're a woman and you are worried about lifting weights because you don't want to become big and bulky and look like a man, let me give you an example. I'm going to use myself as an example here. I've been lifting weights for about 6 years now, with the intention of, putting on as much muscle mass as I can. And, while I've definitely gained a bit of muscle size, well, quite a lot of muscle size since I started working out, I've been training pretty much consistently for 6 years now, and I don't look like the Hulk, I've been trying to put on as much muscle as possible, and this is what I'm looking like. So, my point is, putting on muscle is not something that happens overnight, okay? It's a very slow process, unfortunately. I wish it was the case that I could, pick up a few dumbbells and then suddenly be like fucking huge and jacked, but that's not the case, Putting on muscle takes a lot of consistent hard work in the gym and also in the kitchen, making sure you eat, enough and the right nutrients to get, to grow muscle. So if you're a woman and you're worried about picking up some weights and thinking that you're gonna suddenly, like overnight, become this huge, like massive muscle-bound She-Hulk, that's just simply not the case. It's kind of a bit of an insult to me and to like other people who have spent years and years like trying to grow muscle, lifting weights. You're kind of just saying that you're going to basically achieve what we've spent years trying to do in a matter of days or weeks or whatever. So no, that's not the case. That's not going to happen unless you're using like synthetic drugs or synthetic testosterone. Which is actually my next point, testosterone. Men have a much higher level of testosterone than women do, and testosterone, if you didn't know, contributes greatly to the amount of muscle that your body is able to put on. So this is one of the reasons why many men will take testosterone boosters as they get older in age, because it will help them to continue to produce more testosterone and continue to increase their muscle growth, because typically testosterone levels will tend to dip for guys as they get older into their kind of like middle ages. So women, you have a lot less testosterone, just a fraction of the testosterone that men have. So what this means is that even if you wanted to put on muscle and get as big as possible, you would have a much harder time doing this than guys would. And unfortunately, that's just the case. That's just the way it is. Well, it's unfortunate if you're a woman trying to put on muscle, but if you're a regular woman who just wants to be toned, then this is a bonus. You're not gonna get huge. You're gonna have a much harder time than guys do putting on muscle. So if you look at a guy who's been training for, a year or 2 years or whatever, and you think, oh, that's gonna be me if I do the same thing, that's simply not the case. You could do the same training as that guy and have the same nutrition, and unfortunately, you would not get the same results in terms of muscle mass. The third thing I wanna talk about is this term, toning. So often you hear guys and girls, mostly girls actually, talking about how they want to tone, but they don't want to put on muscle. But then when you ask them, what do you mean you want to tone? They generally either don't know, or they say they want to lose fat and improve their body shape. So, what is body shape? Body shape is determined pretty much by growing and shaping your muscles in certain ways. Now, of course, you can also just get fat and be kind of round, But generally speaking, that's not the shape that people are talking about. So when they say they want to improve their body shape, what they're actually talking, without knowing about it, is growing their muscle. So you have to explain that to people, that toning is really just a matter of losing a bit of body fat and increasing muscle mass to give yourself an overall aesthetic shape and appearance. So to summarize, will lifting weights make you big and bulky? Not unless you're really actually trying to get big and bulky. And even then, especially if you're a woman, you're gonna have a hard time getting there. It's a slow process and it requires a lot of kind of consistency and dedication to put on muscle. So women, don't worry about lifting weights and getting big and bulky. Now, if you're looking just to tone up and you're wondering, should I do cardio or weights? The answer is both. Why do you have to choose between the two? What I would recommend is splitting your workouts up between cardio days and either weightlifting days or circuit training days where you combine cardio exercises with muscular endurance exercises using weights. So that way you're going to be burning calories, you're going to be losing the fat, and at the same time you're going to be improving your muscular endurance and overall muscular shape, which, as we previously discussed, will determine your overall body shape or how toned you are. So that's it for this video. Just a quick one, very simple, but hopefully that puts the myth to rest for you. If you know anyone else who would benefit from watching this video, then please share this on with them. Let them know that lifting weights isn't going to turn you into the She-Hulk. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate you watching. Tune in for the next installment in the Fit Myths video series, and I'll see you next time.